Okay, thank you so much for jumping on tonight's webinar for the qualifiers. Before I take some time and introduce the speaker, I just want to be able to make you understand that we're running a promotion right now. It kicked off like right now as of today, this very moment going on, and it will end on Friday the 16th at midnight. So you can maximize this. You can take full you can benefit of it. In fact, I'm just going to pop it up on the screen right now so you can see it. So you might want to screenshot this just so you understand and you can read it a bit later. One general ticket is $49, okay? If you buy one of any of these tickets, it stays the exact same price. If you buy two of the same ticket, the second ticket you buy would be 50% off. So for example, if you buy two $49 general tickets, it would normally be $98, but now it would be $73, saving yourself $25, 370 Rand, okay? If you buy two executive tickets, it'd normally be about $200. Now you would pay $149, and that's literally saving yourself $50, one general ticket, okay? And then founder, instead of paying $498, you're paying $374. So you're saving a good $125, which could be almost 2.5 to 3 normal general tickets, or even one executive ticket. And exact same with CEO. I just want to let you know, with founder and CEO, we have less than 10 tickets to go. We're going to sell this bad boy out. We have literally 14 days to go. So screenshot this, put in your WhatsApp group, send a personal text to whoever you need to. And most importantly, let me introduce and take no thunder away from the next speaker. For the next half an hour, I want you laser focused and actually aligned in front of your laptop or your phone, pen, paper, documentation, and most importantly, learning from the guy that's about to speak life into us and wisdom into us. Ken Rutkowski is all the way from Los Angeles. You've heard him before, but what he's going to share tonight will not be shared at the winning edge. It'll probably give you about 25% if on what he's going to share at the winning edge. He's an entrepreneur. He's a CEO. He's also an investor. He's a Nexus business leader, technologist, and a super connector. If you've ever heard of the word podcast, in actual fact, he's the founder of podcasts. He was the very first guy to create a podcast, and it's actually a talk show host of. He's actually a talk show host of Voice of Disruption. He's also the founder of Media, Entertainment, and Technology Alliance, known as Metal, where entrepreneurs come together and they own multiple businesses. And Ken is one of them who leads from the front. So, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, please make some noise from your side. We probably can't hear you. Raise your hand, but most importantly, stay laser focused for the one and only Ken Rutkowski. Ken, my brother, can you hear me?
I think I got it.
Yes, I can hear you clearly.
All right. Hey, everyone out there. I'm super excited to get this going. I have a bunch of things I want to show you today. And what I wanted to do is, since Sachin gave me this opportunity to spend some time with you, I wanted to dive into a couple of things. Again, remember, we have this incredible promotion going on right now. And the biggest idea of what we're trying to do is we want to make sure we're bringing that whole idea of entrepreneurship, how to start, grow, and fund your business to South Africa. We want to make sure that you are in the center of opportunity. And Sachin was mentioning that I'm the father of the podcast, and I was just kind of digging through things, and I found this newspaper from 1996. 1996, I was a little older than what Sachin is now. Actually, I think I was around your age, Sachin. Here it is, when I was about 25 years old. And this is an article that's basically talk about how I started the whole idea of talking about the internet before the internet was even hot. Yeah, I'm fairly old, so I was one of those individuals that saw something before it became something. And that's something I always try to do, is I try to look into the future and know what is going to be hot. And I see where you're at right now is being an epicenter of opportunity. So what we're doing in Johannesburg is special and it's important. We're bringing incredible people to you that will spark your enthusiasm all around being entrepreneurs. What I'm going to do is I'm going to launch this Hopefully this is going to come through. And let me see. I got to share my screen. Sasha, this is kind of new for me, buddy. So I'm going to try. Let's see. How do I share my screen? Let's see. Share my screen. Hey, buddy, how do I share my screen?
So there's a little green arrow on the bottom that says share. If you click on that, if you have the PowerPoint keynote open in the
Share, there it is.
background.
Share screen, and we should be able to get this going. Come
I
on,
can see that
screen.
clearly.
You can't see it?
Yes.
You can see my screen?
Yes, I can.
Awesome. So you see my screen in front of you right now?
Is that the mountain?
No, it's not a mountain. No, I'm not sure what you're looking at. So you can't see my screen. Guys,
No,
I apologize.
You have to open the exact PowerPoint that you want in the background, and when you click share, you gotta actually pick the exact keynote you have. So if you have multiple keynotes or PowerPoints
I
open,
got like 40 keynotes open. I see what you're saying. That was actually Catalina that you saw. Let's see, why won't it show my desktop? Let's see if this works one more time. Again, everyone, I apologize. This is fairly new for me. Optimize and I have the new operating system on top of it. So I'm challenging the whole world right now on using a brand new operating system. Ah, shoot, it's not working. I'm sorry, everyone out there that's watching, all 1,000 people. Let's see, let me try one other idea. Keynote. See if this works. And full screen. Sasha, it ain't working, buddy. It's not bringing up my keynote. So hey, it's okay. I'm pretty good at just adding lib on where we're going to go with this. Let's try one more thing. Share computer sound, share keynote. And it's not working, buddy. All right. Well, hey, this is what I want to talk about. I want to talk about the whole idea of what's going on and around the world when we're looking at entrepreneurship, startup ideas, and how you actually move forward. And what's interesting is if you look at the most startup-friendly countries in the world, the United States is on top, UK, Canada, Israel, India, Germany, Poland, Malaysia, Sweden, and Denmark. South Africa is not in that. But when you start to look at the best countries to start a business, this is where it gets really interesting. If you look at from the top 10, it's Brazil, Philippines, Switzerland, Canada, Mexico, Malaysia, Singapore, China, India, and Thailand. America's not in there. UK's not in there. Places you would assume would be in there are not there. And this is where South Africa has an incredible opportunity, because you have to look at different things. You have to look at affordability, the cost for manufacturing, how do you connect to the rest of the world, and accessibility to capital. And we know all of this is there in South Africa. We know it is. And the secret to connecting with all this is you need to understand what it takes to literally connect. And how do you connect to this opportunity? Most people think, I just need to be there. Being there is the start, but accessing it is where you need to continue. And of course, what you need is this thing called grit. Grit is that idea. Sachin's got it, I got it, and that is you're never going to give up. G-R-I-T. It means give it your all, redo if necessary, ignore giving up, and take time to do it right. See, grit is that fundamental principle that allows us to become monsters at what we do. And if you look at some of the giant leaders in business, they all had grit. And grit is not something that takes an Ivy League education. You do not need to go to the best universities in the world to have grit. Somebody that's coming out of a shanty town, somebody that's coming out of a ghetto, somebody that's coming out of a project, which we call in the States, they can have grit. We've seen some of the biggest people in the urban space in music, they got grit. So it does not take a pedigree to have grit. It takes that idea of giving it your all, redoing if necessary, ignoring giving up, and taking time to do it the right way. Grit. I know you all have grit. You're on this call, this webinar, is because you have what it takes to make it happen. And you're going to be coming to the winning edge because you know you need to learn from experts. What you do is you look at somebody that's done it right and copy what they do. Copy what they do. By copying what they do, it's going to allow you to tweak it, to make it work specifically for you. And what I wanted to go after today was the biggest problem I see with almost anyone when it comes to them taking themselves to the next level is how they actually speak, how they actually talk to one another. I really would love to get this presentation. I'm going to try to do it one more time. Let's see if this could work. Sasha, it would be great if I could. I put some deep value into this, which if there is a way to make this work, I think people get a lot of value out of this presentation. So let's try this one more time. And hey, Sachin, actually, you have it on your side. I emailed you the presentation. Do you have it? Sachin. I guess Sachin now he's relaxing. You know why? Because he's incredibly successful. He could take all the time he wants. So let's talk about this idea of what it takes to make sure you're working things out right. Do you ever look at the words you use and how you speak the words you say? The biggest problem with many of you out there is you use too many words. There's an old saying from Blaise Pascal that says, I would have written you a shorter letter if I had more time. Think about that idea. I would have written you a shorter letter if I had more time. And the reason why is to make something condensed and tight, it's difficult to do. The best storytellers can do it with the fewest words. Sure, you have descriptive words. Sure, you have different adjectives that punch things up. But if you tighten your words up, you have a powerful way to connect with people. I do this thing here in California called speed to cool. How fast does it take for you to talk about your coolness? I'm going to do this on stage when I'm out there. I'm going to give you a little insight in how you can do it. Your speed to cool is, what is your name? What do you do? What makes you uniquely cool? And I'm not talking about, yeah, I've been married for 15 years. That's good. But cool is what puts you at a different level than everybody else. What makes you that rock star? What makes you that superhero? What have you done that makes people lean in going, wow? Speed to cool. What is your speed to cool? What resonates with other people when they introduce you going, I can't believe what this person did. They blow my mind. So what is your speed to cool? My speed to cool could be something like, hey, I'm Ken Rutkowski. I live in Los Angeles, California. I'm a talk show host. My speed to cool is I created the podcast, and I also created the 3D tools for AutoCAD. I did, by the way. Oh, and also I went to the seminary to become a priest. I didn't continue with that. But your speed to cool is what resonates with people, that draws them in. So the first thing is I want you to learn, number one is the words you use. When it comes to speaking properly, the words you use are important, but not that important. Actually, studies come out and they show that it's only 7% impact on your presentation, your way of presenting to somebody or talking to somebody. 7% of everything is the words you use. The words. What's number two? It's your voice. Your voice. See, your voice, the variation of your voice tones, the way that you actually show enthusiasm and passion, get this, it has a 38% impact in communication. So the words you got over here at 7%, 38% is all around your enthusiasm and your passion. So when I meet many of you in the next couple of weeks and you tell me about your passion and what you're enthusiastic about, if you're monotone and talk like this, I know you don't have it in you. See, most of you, when you talk about, let's say you have kids or you have nieces and nephews and you want to talk about them, I could see a smile radiate from your face. I could see you get excited. I could see the enthusiasm and the passion inside you. That is exactly what it takes to get your idea off the ground. It's your enthusiasm. It's your passion. So number one are the words you use. Number two is your voice. Number three, your body language, the way you show yourself off as you walk into a room or you present to somebody, how you stand up in front of them, and how you really direct them on what's going on. People have poor posture or don't lean properly or are sitting down and slouching down. You're not going to convince anyone of what your passion is about. So body language is super important. How your face and your eyes are looking at someone, you know? It shows the idea of either subconsciously connecting because you are actually looking at somebody, you're giving them eye contact, you're directing something at them directly. It creates a pathway of communication because you got words, you got your voice tones, and you got body language. With these three things put together, it's going to help you present properly. Next is your message. So when you listen to Sachin talk, and you probably have maybe seen Sandy speak, or you've seen Jim Quick talk, or Shaheen Shen, they have this compelling message of what they're doing. That message is what reels you in. It's what pulls you in, is that message. And if the message is done right, kind of like that speed to cool, people go, oh yeah, that is awesome. I love what you just said. I want to be part of that. That message, you don't want it to be too much where people are going, you know what, I lost you about 10 minutes into the conversation. You don't want to throw too much data out. You want to get them to get excited and inspired about what's going on. Do you remember Steve Jobs? Steve Jobs is somebody who I admire. Actually, my first Mac was given to me by Steve Jobs. It was his Mac. And when Steve would get up on stage, and if you go back on YouTube, you could go see this, Steve would always say the last thing, and that was one more thing. At the very end, everybody would wait for Steve to say one more thing. It's like, oh, he's saying one more thing. That means this is the finale. It's like the end of a fireworks show where they blow up all the skyrockets. Or if you watch Marvel movies, it's the end. It's after the credits. And all of a sudden they show a teaser to what's going on next that makes you ponder going, what's happening? See, if you do things right, the message is impactful at the end. The message will entice people to get excited. Now that one more thing, what it did, it left people saying, I need more. Okay, we talk about words. We talked about voice. We talked about body language, right? The next one is the idea of how do you communicate effectively? Have you ever gone to a talk and you've seen somebody explain something and it seems like it was like cut and paste and things just did not gel together properly? See, that story has to have a flow, has to have what's called story arcs, has to have that beginning, that either downward path that brings you back up or that rising path. We call them story arcs. Hollywood is literally right over there, about 10 kilometers, 15 kilometers away from where I live. And they're all around the idea of creating that great, powerful story. Story arcs you can see in every Pixar movie. They have these incredible story arcs. So when you deliver your message, whatever you want people to get excited about, you need to understand that you're telling a story. I have 2 kids. And I realize that if I just tell my kids, this is the facts, this is what you should do, this is why you shouldn't do it, they go, okay, get it. But they really don't get it. They don't take it home with them per se. But if I give them a story to illustrate why this is good for them or why they shouldn't do that, it resonates with them differently. So most successful entrepreneurs tell that story. They tell something that resonates with the audience. So when I meet you, I want to make sure you have a story. You communicate it properly. You use the proper body language. You show something that's fascinating. You're not afraid to really dive deep into it. See, there's a reason why 41% of people are terrified of public speaking. They're terrified. I wish I could see all your hands out there on who's afraid of public speaking. I hate it, right? You know why you hate it? The reason why you hate public speaking is because you don't know what public speaking really is. Most of you think it's about getting up on stage and performing. Public speaking is actually all around a conversation from the heart. It's a conversation from the heart. It's something which you're authentically passionate about. And when you give that passionate talk from the stage, or as you're pitching your idea to somebody, as it's a conversation, people do this. They lean in. They show interest. They get excited. Most people, what they do is they want to act it out. You know, if you're performing a talk, it's 0% you, 100% actor. And people don't want actors. You know, you never want to give a speech. You want to deliver a talk, a conversation. You never want to do a presentation. You want to have a conversation. See, by removing the idea of performance and presentation, you make a conversation, you link up with people. At the Winning Edge, every one of these speakers that gets up on stage, they're going to tell you stories. They're going to connect with your heart. They're going to show your brain why it logically makes sense to go in that direction or to challenge yourself in a certain way. They're not up there performing. They're not up there giving a presentation. They're having a conversation with you. So when it's time for you to give a genuine conversation, you're actually speaking. You're publicly speaking. It might be to one person or to 10,000 people. It's actually the same. I realize that many of us out there, we have a passion for something. You know, Sachin has done an incredible job of getting people inspired the idea around lifestyle, how they can change their lifestyle through things like travel. I know he's going into fashion and music and all those other areas because he's passionate about it. And when you hear him talk, he gives you the information, he tells it to you in a story, he connects with you with body language, and he makes it so you could digest it properly. He doesn't take it into deep, long stories. He gets to you. He understands the way to communicate with this. So I want you to think about this. We have 5 senses, right? We have touch, we have taste, we have sight, we have hearing, and we have smell. Our 5 senses are out there, but you have 4 different types of languages when it comes to communicating. You have visual, what you see. You have auditorial. Right now you hear me. Then you have something called auditorial digital, which are the facts, the details, what basically shows that I'm logistic, or I'm realistic. I'm giving you details that really connect with you, saying, yep, that sounds right. And then you have tactile, touching, where someone feels like I'm touching their heart. These languages are necessary. If you speak one of them, you're not very good. You're not really connecting with someone. If you speak 2 of them, you're average. If you have all 4 of them, you're going to rock the world. And what I'm going to do at the Winning Edge is I'm going to teach you how to literally have all 4 of those languages to speak so you can connect with whoever you're looking at. You can connect and you'll have the right energy that's visual. You have the right auditorial energy to make it so those stories sound incredible. You'll have the right auditorial digital so you can really give the right statistics and analytical information that's going to drive that information. And then I'm going to teach you how to actually have that connecting thing, the way you connect with people. And by having these, it's going to allow you to have the most important of all. Remember I said there's 7 different ways to actually speak properly in the last? It's passion. It's passion. Who's your favorite actor? Who do you love? Today's the anniversary of Robin Williams' death. Robin Williams, of course, has been in so many different movies and TV shows. And what everyone admired about Robin Williams is his passion. He would get up on stage and perform from the heart. That's why he was literally one of the world's best, because he understood that he couldn't get up there and just act it. He had to feel it. He had to make sure that he was connecting with people with pure passion. So look at the greats of the world. You know, somebody who I admire is Elon Musk, who doesn't live all too far away from where I'm at. And Elon wants to save the planet. And if he can't save the planet, he wants to take you to Mars. So he's got an escape plan. But everything he talks about, everything, he's passionate. And that passion makes us want to believe in what he's doing. By the way, so much so that I went off and helped create this company. Look at this. I'm not sure if you could see this. Let's see if I could show it to you directly. This right here is one of my companies. Can you see that? It says Hyperloop. Hyperloop is something that Elon Musk mentioned about 5 years ago. My group helped put it into play. So I'm the global ambassador to Hyperloop because what Elon Musk did was he made me believe in greatness. In greatness, because he was passionate about it. So I helped create this concept of what the Hyperloop is because he led me on a path of believability because he understood how to speak properly. And actually, Elon Musk is not a great speaker. He really isn't, but he knows how to deliver a message that connects with people. So unfortunately, my presentation didn't work in front of you. Maybe what I can do is next time when I see all of you, we can really dive into it, but I do want to recap. In order to connect with people, and as I mentioned earlier, South Africa is going to become an epicenter of opportunity. And I'm going to teach you how to become an individual of dominant influence. And I want you to understand your words, how to use proper tonality, body language, compelling story, how to communicate effectively, understand those 4 languages that I mentioned, and have authentic passion. And when you have all this, whatever your idea is, it's going to be so easy to tell someone, and it won't even feel like you're selling to someone, because they're going to want to follow you. They're going to buy whatever you give them. See, most people don't realize we are all in sales, every one of us. Your dentist is a salesperson. He's got to sell the idea of you opening your mouth and him or her drilling into your mouth. They have to sell trust and confidence. Your teacher is a salesperson. You have to open up your mind to allow them to educate you or your kids. Your pastor, priest, minister, your imam, they're all selling something. See, everyone's a salesman. And the ones that are great, you connect with them. You buy what they're selling. And what is it? Lifestyle, religion, health, nutrition, love. Great salespeople know how to connect because they understand the meaning of words, how to use their voice, their body language. They have a compelling message. They know how to effectively communicate. They'll know those 4 languages that I mentioned, and they are passionate. This is what you need. And when we're together at the Winning Edge, and you're going to bring a lot of friends, right? Just tell me you are. Ken, I'm going to bring tons of friends. I want you to. So this is my first real trip to South Africa. I went to Africa a long time ago. I did some work for one of your presidents in Becky, and I only got to go to Pretoria. That's it. I really didn't do anything. So I'm looking forward to meeting all your happy faces, all of your inquisitive minds, and I'm hoping you could tell me some incredible things to do. But my idea is this: the Winning Edge is all about you winning and taking the edge you have inside of you and literally going to the next level. And again, I apologize, the presentation didn't work. I'll show it to you maybe on stage next time. It's pretty good. And I appreciate you sharing time. Sachin, sorry we had some technical issues on my side, but I hope that's exactly what we need to do today and get people excited.
Thanks, Ken. I appreciate it. I actually played the PowerPoint from my side, so they saw everything.
It's pretty good, right?
Yeah.
I wish we could have had it on our side. Oh, you had it going where people could see it?
I did, yeah. I had it going.
Oh, awesome. Okay, great. Well, everyone, I can't wait to see you on the 24th. Some of you at the CEO group. Remember, we have literally 2 days. We have the 24th, which is for the masses, and the 23rd, which is just for the CEOs. That's our CEO level. We're doing a hardcore sit down, one-on-one, and then a private dinner we're going to. This is so worth it. I believe there's only a few tickets left for this. After that, it's maxed out. You really want to do whatever it takes to get to the CEO event because it's 2 days you get to spend with us. And I think that's totally worth it. Don't you think, Sachin?
Definitely.
All right, everyone. Thanks a lot. I'm looking forward to meeting everyone.